I can't imagine, other than time, what's going to fix this mess.
We got worse, but I don't know who's to blame.
Well, a lot's happened in Washington in the last 2 years, from healthcare to regulatory reform. The economy is still not creating enough jobs. And here in eastern Ohio, south of Cleveland, many aren't feeling any relief.
Bills are starting to pass and things are starting to come through, but we haven't seen direct effect.
After voting for George W. Bush in 2004, Tuscarawas County voted for a Democratic congressman in 2006, and then for Barack Obama in 2008. Republicans are counting on regaining the support of hard-hit areas like this all across the country.
I think the Democrats in this area are moderate Democrats, or maybe you would call it Reagan Democrats.
The area has lost many manufacturing jobs, and the anxiety of unemployment is nothing new.
So I've been laid off both, whether it's a Democrat and a Republican.
I think overall it's kind of like sitting in suspense, like what's going to happen next.
Gabrielle Nevin was chosen to introduce Barack Obama when he visited during the campaign. At the time, she said he had a plan for women like her, specifically single mothers struggling to make ends meet.
She's going to be some kind of star someday.
Since then, she says she's matured, and she's now managing the bakery where she works. Her views of the president have changed as well.
People at the time were so desperate for something new and different. You know, he's charismatic, he's, seemingly sincere, and I think people just jumped all over that, so.
I'm just thrilled to be here.
The president, not surprisingly, has given Ohio special attention. In the last month alone, he's visited twice to make his case.
This country is emerging from an incredibly difficult period in its history. Slowly, but surely, we are moving in the right direction.
Where are our jobs? They're not here.
It's a mix of Democrats, Republicans, and independents who gather each day at the Daily Grind Cafe to talk politics. The president isn't convincing many of them.
What did he do to health care? What did he do for me? There's something wrong. That needs to be taken care of. That needs to be it's just sickening.
There is one administration program that nobody can miss: stimulus construction projects.
That was my main way to work, so I'm ready for it to be done.
The rebuilding of a bridge in the county hasn't garnered much support.
They were going to build that anyways.
This bridge was in the plans. It was a done deal.
They may be onto something. Stimulus funds account for less than 5% of the repair's overall budget.
No one's suggesting that the stimulus is the end-all to all of our problems. It's a positive step in the right direction.
Tuscarawas County is represented in the U.S. House by Democrat Zach Space. He touts his ability to deliver federal dollars, but he keeps his distance from the administration itself. When President Obama was in Columbus last month, he stayed in his own district to promote a stimulus-funded internet broadband initiative.
You do have to go out of your way to show people and to tell people, look, I'm independent-minded. I'm here for you. I'm not there for Nancy Pelosi or Barack Obama or myself. I'm here for you.
Government does create the jobs, private sector does, and I think people are realizing that and seeing that.
Bob Gibbs is Mr. Space's Republican opponent. The race has moved past debates over spending and tax cuts to an intensely bitter back and forth.
The alternative to, taking the so-called high road is unfortunately defeat at this point.
The negative atmosphere may work in Mr. Space's favor. For example, Ms. Nevin is far from a committed Zach Space voter, but she doesn't know too much about his opponent.
I know that he did something bad, according to a commercial or something. But haven't they all?
I'm trying not to pay too much attention to that because I see a lot of propaganda on TV.
I think they all are corrupt.
Whether or not Congressman Space wins, and the indications are that he's better positioned and better funded than most Democrats, there's a consensus that President Obama would have a hard time replicating his narrow 2008 victory here.
In this county, I think it's going to be extremely tough.
I think he'd have a hard time equaling his performance from 2 years ago right now.